Paratmanamekam Jagadbijamadyam Niriham Nirakaram Omkara Vedyam Yato Jayate Paryate Yena Vishwam Tamisham Bhaje Liyate Yatra Vishwam Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. So, you see, all the dhyana mantras of Sri Ramakrishna, I don't know whether you have noted it or not, all the dhyana mantras of Sri Ramakrishna, you will find that it is all the description of Brahman. In one of the stotras, which describes Sri Ramakrishna, what is the description of Sri Ramakrishna? Huh? Who said that? Niranjanamrit, yes. It's all, another very one important description is there. Omkar Vedyo, Purusha Purano, Buddhescha Sakshi, Nikhilasya Janto, Yo Vetti Sarvam, Nachayasya Veta, Paratma Rupo, Bhuvi Ramakrishna. So who is this Ramakrishna? It's Brahman. There is no Ramakrishna apart from Brahman. Please note this point. It is not only of Ramakrishna, any of these sisters, they are all Brahman's Roop. They are all Brahman only. So this Ramakrishna, who is this? First of all, it is Omkar Vedyo. How can you know what is the true nature of Ramakrishna? Through Om. Om is the name of Para Apara Brahman. Omkar Vedyo. And his Purusha, this Purusha what we are discussing, Purusha is Atman. Purana Purusha, Atman. He is the Atman. And what? Omkar Vedyo Purusha Purano. Buddhescha Sakshi. It is the witness of everything. Of the body, of the mind, of the buddhi. It is the Sakshi. Buddhescha Sakshi Nikhilasya Janto. In everybody. He is the witness consciousness. Yo Vetti Sarvam. This Atman is witnessing everything, but no one can see the Atman, because Atman alone is the seer. Where is the second seer apart from the Atman? This is the description of. So where is Sri Ramakrishna? It is the Atman. You understand? Yes. What we are seeing, you are worshipping your own Atman. There is no Sri Ramakrishna or no other Ishta apart from the Atman. You understand this point? Our Atman is our Ishta. Because we don't understand this point, we need something to hold on to outside, because most of us are not ready for this. Tell me, those who are worshipping Shiva, are they not going to realize God? What is the destiny of those who worship Shiva as the Ishta? They will end up in Atman. Achha, what is the destiny of those who worship Krishna? Are they going to land up somewhere else? You understand? Yes, those who worship Ram, Where are they going to end up? Somewhere else? Acha. Through Ramakrishna we end up somewhere else, and through Rama we end up somewhere else. Is it like that? Everywhere it's the ending point is what? Atman. What is Ram's description? Shuddha Brahma Paratpara Ram, Kalatmaka Parameshwara Ram. Everywhere we should understand it is Brahman, Atman is our Ishta. The common man doesn't understand this. We don't have the eligibility to understand this, so we need some external prop to hold on to. That's all. You take any one of these forms, you end up in the Atman. All these are all forms of Brahman only. They are all Brahman. There is no Ishta, no Ishvara apart from Atman and Brahman. This is the final conclusion. This we should know. I am sure when you were initiated, your initiation guru must have definitely told Sri Ramakrishna is Brahman, nothing else. You go and read your Upasana book, there it must be mentioned. Our Ishta is nothing but the Atman, but we need some form to hold on to. So this is the beautiful form, and you should hold on to this form with the idea that it is the Atman. It is not something separated from yourself. So what we are seeing outside, it is just the reflection of the Atman which is inside each one of us. You understand? This is how we should understand this Ishta. Ishta is what? Parabrahman is our goal. But to reach there, the common man needs some support outside. So we take one form which is very dear to us. Ishta. Ishta means something which is very dear to us. For somebody, it may Shiva will be the Ishta. They like the form of Shiva very well. Some people, they like the form of Krishna very well. Some people like the form of Kali or Durga, fine. Some people, they like Ramakrishna very well. This is all nothing but the forms of Atman. So whichever forms you take, it is all nothing but you are meditating on the Atman, nothing else. This is the meaning of what Sri Ramakrishna said, Joto Mat Toto Pot. You take any one of these are all the different ways of reaching the same destination, which is Atman. And this is not a new teaching, this is the teaching of the Vedas. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. The truth is one. You may call that truth using different terms. Truth is one, that is the Atman. You may call that Atman as Ramakrishna. You may call that Atman as Rama or Krishna or Shiva, no matter what names you give to it. These are all the names of Atman and Atman alone. Now tell me, how far away is your Ishta from your own self? Your Ishta is your own self. It is the witness consciousness here, right now, this very moment. Is it far away? We are creating the distance. That is the problem. In Ajnana, the Jiva likes to create a distance. He wants to think that I am separate and my Ishta is separate. We put the Ishta in some temple and we want to worship it as separate. Okay, you do it. In the beginning, it is okay. Most of us, we want that stage. But as we grow in spiritual life, you will understand. It is here, Atman, right here, right now. So this is the meaning of all the Ishtas, not only of Ramakrishna, of all the Ishtas. You take the form of Shiva and worship, you will reach Atman. You take the form of Ram and you worship, you will reach the Atman. They are all the different names of Atman and Atman. You see. Now that is what now Shankaracharya is going to tell now. That everything is Atman, everything is Brahman. That is the idea now. You see. So till now, we have seen what is Vichara, we have seen what is Ajnana, we have seen what is Jnana, and we have also been reminded that how can this Atman be the body? They are two distinct things. How can this Atman be the body? They are totally two different things. Why are you mixing up these two things? Now, so till now what we have done, we have ended up in a kind of a duality. As if Atman is there and there is a second entity, something called a body. The second entity as if it is really existing. Now we are coming to the climax. Till now we have come to a point in our discussion where it seems that there is an Atman and there is something different from the Atman. There is one witness and the other is witnessed. Is it not? It is a kind of dualism. But is this the ultimate picture of reality? No. This is where actually Sankhya Shastra comes and stops. Now, I don't want to go into the technicalities. Many of you may be confused. Let me tell you in a very simple language. We have 6 systems of philosophy in the Vedas. Shat Darshanam. And in that it is all like, you're evolving from a lower standpoint to higher standpoint. And then from a higher standpoint, you go to still higher standpoint. Finally, you come to the standpoint of the Vedanta and the Upanishads. So, Sankhya is one step below Vedanta. And what is the conclusion of Sankhya? Sankhya and Yoga, both. These are the complementary philosophies, Sankhya and Yoga. Both of them, they belong to the same level. To the great Sankhya teachers, they come and stop at a certain level. What is that level? For them, the ultimate reality is what? Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha Prakriti Bheda is their ultimate final conclusion. There is Atman and there is Prakriti. There are 2 realities existing, coexisting. 2 eternal realities coexisting. But is this the ultimate picture of reality? No. They are one step short of the ultimate picture of reality. Now, we have ended up in this kind of a situation where we are saying that Atman is there and there is something distinct from the Atman. But this is not the complete picture. Now, what is the complete picture? Let us see. Now, we are coming to the climax and the final picture of reality. Beautiful. You see. So, here Shankaracharya is saying now, Ityatmadeha bhagena prapanchasyaiva satyata yathokta tarka shastrena tatah kim purusharthata Ityatmadeha bhedena dehatmatvam nivaritam Idanim deha bhedasya Yasatvam sfutamuchyate. Beautiful. Shankaracharya is saying that iti atma deha bhagena. When you make this kind of a vibhag, okay, we have made a vibhajanam, a distinction between Atma and Deha. By doing this, what has happened? Prapanchasyaiva satyata. So beautiful. You are giving a reality to a thing called world. Prapancha becomes real, as if now this is actually the position that Ishvara is separate and Prapancha is separate. Ishvara is one reality and Prapancha is the second reality. Prapanchasyaiva satyata. As if the world is becoming real. As if there is a second entity which you are witnessing and it is really existing. Now the question is the second entity which we are witnessing, what is its status? Is it an entity which is actually existing distinct from the Atman? Again, I am repeating, this is a very, very vital point. It is a vital point in our spiritual understanding and experience. Again, I am saying this is a very vital, seminal point in our spiritual understanding, comprehension and experience. Is there a second entity apart from Brahman, Atman? That is the point. If there is a second entity, then that second entity also is real. Prapanchasyaiva satyata. Then Prapancha becomes real. But is this the fact? Yathokta Tarka Shastrena. But this is the conclusion of Tarka Shastra. Tarka Shastra here refers to Sankhya and Yoga, where you have Purusha Prakriti Vibhajanam or differentiation. For them, the highest reality is what? Purusha and Prakriti Vibhaga. That is their highest picture of reality. In that case, we are endorsing and accepting the position of these so-called Tarkikas. Tarkikas means those who are actually, it's a kind of an intellectual. Intellectually, you can come up to this position. But experientially, is there a second entity apart from Brahman? That is the question. So, Yathokta Tarka Shastrena, and if you come to this position, if you take up this position, Tata Kim Purusharthata, by this what Purushartha is going to be accomplished? We have four Purusharthas, no? This is all beautiful. Just to touch on this point, what are the four Purusharthas you know? Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. This is the beautiful picture of the Vedas. Vedas is a complete life elevating philosophy. Here nothing is denied actually. That is the beauty of it. Every human being has to fulfill these four Purusharthas. Purusharthas means those things which we have to accomplish or attain in human life. First is Dharma. That is most important thing. Every living human being, man or woman, they should not deviate from the path of righteousness and duty. One has to lead a life which is based upon sense of what is right and wrong. Righteousness is the very plank, the very pillar on which the human life should stand. Number one, Dharma. And based upon Dharma, Artha. Every human being should earn Artha. Artha means wealth. For his or her sustenance, everybody has to earn money. And money is meant for what? Fulfilling various desires. Kama, Artha and Kama, both these things have got a valid place in human life, in Vedic scheme of life. So Kama also has got a valid place. Kama and Artha. Fulfillment of desires by earning the right means to fulfill the desires. Because if you have to fulfill the desires, you have to have wealth with you. Without wealth, you cannot fulfill your desires. And a common man and the common woman is full of desires. Yes, we have desires and we want to fulfill desires. We want to lead a life of wish fulfillment, but the wish fulfillment has to be done righteously. It should be based upon dharma. So this dharma and artha, fulfillment of our wishes, is one of the purusharthas. It is perfectly fine. But the only problem is that you cannot make this the ultimate goal of human life. This is just on the way. Every human being is going through all the experiences. We are all learning through experiences, in which karma is also a great experience of life. When we go through it, we learn lessons. We understand the hollowness of it. When we go through the karma experiences, we understand the hollowness and futility of it. Unless we experience it, we don't understand it. So it is through experience that the human being or the jiva is learning lessons in life. So it has got a valid place. Artha and kama, we have to fulfill these wishes. But it should be done by righteous means, not illegitimate, unrighteous methods. It has to be based upon dharma. But the thing is that this artha and kama cannot be the final goal of human life. The ultimate goal of human life is always what? Moksha, param purushartha. And moksha is attained how? Moksha is attained when you gain the knowledge of the supreme reality, and that supreme reality is non-dual. It is not something dual. If you end up in duality, moksha is not possible. This is the conclusion of the Upanishads. As long as you think that you are existing and the world is existing separated from you, there is no mukti. Because in that case, you cannot become desireless. You understand the psychology? If a world is existing distinct from us, then you are bound to have desires. You will have desires of this and that, and as long as you have desires, vasana, there is no mukti. So when do we become desireless? When we come and understand there is nothing existing apart from Ishvara, there is nothing to want here, and we are all Purna. When we realize our Purnatvam, by knowing that there is only one reality existing, there is no second entity which you can desire. And it is in that desireless state, when you realize your Purnatvam, that moksha is attained. So this param purushartha, cannot be accomplished as long as you have the sense of God being separate from me, and Ishvara is also, Jagat is also, Prapanch is also separated from me. As long as we have this idea, moksha is not possible. So that is what Shankaracharya is saying. Tat kim purusharthata. If you end up in this kind of a vibhajanam, if you end up in this kind of a discrimination between Atman and the body, then katham tat kim purusharthata. How is that your param purushartha is going to be attained? It won't be attained. Acha. In that case, whatever we did till now, we made a clear-cut discrimination between the Nitya and the Anitya. Is it all waste? No. This is the starting point. It is needed. Initially, in order to make us understand that you cannot be this body, we need to make this distinction between body and the Atman. That is what Shankaracharya is telling in the next verse. You see? Beautiful. He is saying, so why was this discrimination between the body and the Atman made? Shankaracharya is saying, iti atmadeha bhedena dehatmatvam nivaritam. So why was this discrimination between the body and the Atman made? In order to make us understand that dehatmatvam nivaritam. In order to make us understand that this Atman cannot be the body, or we cannot be the body. Just to make us understand this point. First of all, we have to come out of this trap of the body idea. In order to help us to come out of this trap of the body idea, initially we spend so much time to make us understand, how can you be this body? The body which is passing away, which is going away, which is like inert, which is full of dirt, which is prone to death and birth. How can you be this body? You are that eternal witness. So in order to take us out of this trap, this distinction was first made. Dehatmatvam nivaritam. Idanim, now. Okay. Till now we made the discrimination between the body and the Atman. But now, idanim, deha bhedasya hi asatvam sphutamuchyate. This distinction which we have made, this itself is illusory. This distinction that there is something, second entity existing apart from the Atman, this itself is illusory. There is no second entity existing apart from the Atman. There is no second entity existing apart from God. To take it in this word. I know the term Atman and Brahman may not be very relatable for most of us. Let us use the word Ishvara. What the scriptures want to say is that there is no second entity existing apart from Ishvara. The idea that body is a second entity and Ishvara is another entity, this itself is illusory. It is good in the initial stages. We have to come out of the trap of the body idea. For that we have been taught that you are the witness of the body. But does this mean that there is a second entity called body apart from the witnessing Atman? No. This distinction itself is illusory. Then what is the reality now? That is what is going to be told here now. So, idanim deha bhedasya hi asatvam sphutamuchyate. It will be clearly shown that this deha atma bheda itself is asatvam. It is illusory. How? Beautiful illustrations are being given here by this great Rishi to make us understand that there is only one entity existing here. It is only one which is appearing as the other. That is the thing. Actually, it is only one entity which is existing. It is appearing as something else. This is the point. He is saying, see, Chaitanyasyaekarupatvad bhedo yukto na karhichit jivatvam chandrusha geyam rajjau sarpagraho yatha. Now, Chaitanyasya ekarupatva. This Chaitanya, this Atman, it is the only thing that is actually existing. Eka Rupatvad. And in that there is no division. In this Atman, actually there is no division. Chaitanyasya Eka Rupatvad. Bhedo Yukto na Karhichit. There cannot be any bheda or division in the Atman. In that case, Jivatvam cha marsha gyeyam. Please know that this Jiva, this idea that Shuddhidananda is an entity existing separated from Brahman. Today, what is our consciousness? If you just look into your own consciousness, what is our idea about our own self? We feel that I am an individual, is it not? Jiva. Jiva is the individual. I, the Shuddhidananda, is an individual. And I think I am a Jiva and Ishvara is something separated from me, is it not? Is this not our idea presently? You who are having a particular name, you think you are an individual existing separated from Ishvara. This is Mrisha. This is absolutely illusory. We don't exist separated from Ishvara. We cannot. This is the great conclusion of the Upanishads. Sri Shankaracharya's immortal words, immortal, universal, scientific expression of the ultimate reality. What is it? Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. And second line is very important. Jiva Brahmaiva, na Aparaha. This individual is what? Is it separated from the Supreme Reality? It doesn't have an existence separated from the Supreme Reality. The idea that Prapancha, Jagat is existing separated from Brahman, that is Mithya. Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. That is what we were doing till now. We were discriminating two things. Okay. And then, second line, we are showing that this discrimination is illusory. What we separated and said this Jagat is Mithya, Brahman is true. But what is this Jagat and Jiva? Jiva Brahmaiva. Jagata Brahmaiva. Naparaha. There is no second entity existing apart from Brahman. Neither Jiva nor Jagat. Jiva Brahmaiva, you can also add Jagata Brahmaiva, because Jiva and Jagat, they belong to the same category. This individual, Swami Shuddhidananda, has got no existence apart from Brahman. Today I am in ignorance, I may not understand it. But the day the knowledge comes, this will be the plain, simple experience for all of us. We do not exist even by an inch separated from Ishvara. Not even by just halfway, what should I say them? There is no gap between me and Ishvara. Can you imagine? This is the plain, simple truth and reality. And in ignorance, we keep on creating distance. This is the problem. We want to create distance. We think God is separated from me. Bhagwan Ashbe. Bhagwan hi to roiche. Ashbe kothay teki. This is what Upanishad will say. God is there. Is God going to come at a certain point of time? Because we are not seeing things correctly, we feel that God will come at a certain point of a time. It is just like, I always say, if a fish which is swimming in the water, just imagine, just visualize, a fish which is swimming in the water, and the fish is imagining that water will come, water will come, water will come. That means something is seriously wrong with the fish, is it not? It is already in the water and it is imagining that water will, at the time of death my water will come. At time of death my water will come. We are all just like that. We are thinking at the time of death God will come. What is now here? This is not God. We are soaked in God. We are breathing in God. We are living in God. We are sleeping in God. We are eating in God. Achha, every day, see how ritualistic we become. Mechanical we become. Just before lunch, what did you chant? What is its meaning, What is its meaning? Can anyone tell me the meaning? What is the meaning? Who is the eater? So, is this every day we do this ritual, is it not? Never paying attention to what it is saying. There is no entity existing separated from Brahman. Is this not the fact? This is the plain. What is Ramakrishna and what is your Ishta? It's all Brahman only. There is only one reality existing. We are not understanding this point. Every day we do this ritual mechanically. Brahma Arpanam, Brahma Havi, Brahma Arpano, Brahma Hutam, Brahma Evadena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhan, and we start eating. Is it not? It is the highest statement of truth. Eater is Brahman. What is being eaten is Brahman. And the plate in which you are eating, that is Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Now you want to demonstrate that this is the great teaching of Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads. Naren didn't want to accept this reality. Naren was challenging Sri Ramakrishna. He is saying, oh, see, this Upanishad Rishis, they are saying that everything is God, everything is Brahman. This Thala is Brahman, this Vati is Brahman, all nonsense. And he was making fun. Naren? Is it not? Have you all have read Sri Ramakrishna's life? Naren was kidding. He was literally sarcastically making fun of Sri Ramakrishna's statement. Sri Ramakrishna was saying this, everything is Brahman. Now what do you mean by your Ishta? You limit it into one small photograph. This is our buddhi dosha. The truth is what? There's only one reality existing. Naren was sarcastically making fun of Sri Ramakrishna, saying that, see, these Upanishadic Rishis, they might have smoked some ganja and written all these nonsensical things. That is the language he uses. Ye sab ganja pee karke likhe hue hain. He was making fun, Naren, and saying that this Vati is Brahman, this Thala is Brahman. And Sri Ramakrishna was listening to this statement from behind. Now Sri Ramakrishna he's a special manifestation. He has got the power. And he's living in that truth. What is Sri Ramakrishna? It is Brahman. And Sri Ramakrishna comes from behind and touches Naren. And what happens? That was the first time when Naren experienced what now Shankaracharya is talking about here. For several days he was living in only one consciousness. There is nothing but one Brahman. He was unable to cross the road. When he would cross the road, he would stand in the middle of the road and he would not move. Even when the vehicle is coming, he would not move because the sense of differentiation between himself and the vehicle is gone. He is seeing everything is one ocean of consciousness. He goes and hits his head to the railing, to check whether this is something different. You have read Naren's life? You understand what Shankaracharya is saying here now? They are the demonstrations of what the Upanishads have taught us. Remember, is it a presumption? Yes, today it is not an experience for you and me, but this is the direction in which we have to strive to move in life. Otherwise, what is the direction of life? Tell me. If you just set aside this one, do we have any other direction in life? We are lost in the wilderness. Naren was saying, how is it possible? Sri Ramakrishna made him understand the truth of Advaita. For several days he was in that consciousness. When his mother would come and serve food, he would not be able to eat the food because the distinction between the eater and the eaten is gone. He would just sit like that without eating food because Brahma Arpanam, Brahma Havi, Brahmagnau, Brahmana Hutam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. Everything is Brahman. It's a matter of direct experience for them. Is it a theory? What is being spoken by Shankaracharya here? This is the plain, naked truth. We have all kinds of ideas about our Ishta and all those things. What is Ishta? Atman is the Ishta. But we are not ready to understand that. So we need some supports. So we hold on to these beautiful forms, we meditate upon that, we love them. When you love Sri Ramakrishna, understand you are loving the Atman. Atman is the only object of love in this creation. This is the great statement of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. This priyata, this prema, everything, there is only one object of prema, which is Atman, nothing else. You can use certain form for your emotional convenience. When you have a beautiful human form, naturally, that's our human mold is such that if there is a human form of Brahman, it becomes easy for us to pour the love of our heart on that form. But when you are loving your Ishta, you are actually directing your love towards the Atman. And that is the way to realize the Atman. Now let me tell something about bhakti. Here bhakti becomes very powerful. This is the very adhar of bhakti. Your prem to your Ishta is your prem for the Atman. This is what Narada Bhakti Sutra says. Satu asmin parama prema rupa amrita swarupacha. This one-pointed parama prem for the Atman, for the Parameshwara. This becomes the way. This is another very powerful way to reach the same goal. Bhakti and Gyan, they are not different. That's why you see, you should love Sri Ramakrishna, your Ishta. For you it is Sri Ramakrishna, for somebody it is Shiva, for somebody it is Krishna. Perfectly fine, there is no distinction. It is not this is superior and that is inferior. Remove all this nonsensical ideas. All the Ishtas are nothing but the forms of Atman. They are same. There is nothing superiority and inferiority. We can hold on to any one particular form and reach the Atman. When you pour the love of your heart on that one particular form, through that bhakti, you will reach there. That's why this very Shankaracharya tells that bhakti is the best way to reach there. You know? Shankaracharya's statement. In Vivek Chudamani, Shankaracharya says, Moksha karana samagryam bhakti reva gariyasi. Shankaracharya says the best way to attain, the different methods of attaining moksha, he says the best way is bhakti. But bhakti means what? Even to understand bhakti, we have to read Narad Bhakti Sutra. We have all kinds of very gross ideas of bhakti. Let us someday, if chance permits, if Divine Mother wills, we can study what is this Narad Bhakti Sutra. Wonderful to understand what true bhakti is. You will see that true bhakti and this is not at all different. It is just two ways of putting the same thing. It is one-pointed, focused flow of your heart's love towards that supreme source. With form, without form, doesn't matter. Whatever is convenient for you, you do that. But the ultimate and this Atman, nothing else. Everywhere, it's like that. So, this is the beautiful conclusion which we are arriving at here. Shankaracharya is saying that this vibhajanam which we have made between body and the Atman, this is only in the starting. Is there a second entity apart from the Atman? No. So what is the truth now? He is saying, Chaitanyasya ekarupatvad bhedo yukto na karhichit. This Chaitanya is one and there is no division possible. There is no second entity existing apart from the Chaitanya. Jivatvam cha vrishagyeyam. The idea that they separate Jiva, the Jiva is existing separated from Brahman, it is Mrsha. It is just an illusory idea. How? Rajjau sarpagraho yatha. Beautiful. When you are seeing a snake in the rope, tell me, are there two things existing there? Are there two things existing there? But to reach the rope, initially you have to make a distinction between the snake and the rope. But once you have understood it is a rope, then where is the second entity? Even if the second entity is perceived, you know that it is a rope. You understand? Now this is a very important line. Even if the second entity, it is not a second entity. Something is perceived, something like snake is being perceived, but you know that it is not snake, it is a rope. What is existing is only one. This is a very important point. Rajjau sarpagraho yatha. And now beautiful illustrations are being given here, verses after verses by Shankaracharya to make us understand there is nothing existing here apart from Brahman. There is nothing existing here apart from Ishvara. You see? Rajvajnanat kshane naiva yadvad rajjur hi sarpini bhati tadvachiti sakshat vishvakarena kevala. So beautiful. Shankaracharya is saying, Rajju Ajnanat. when you are ignorant about the rope, what happens? Immediately, in one moment, kshanat, kshanenaiva rajjurhi sarpini. When you are ignorant about rope, within a moment, you perceive it as snake. Is it not? It is only a fraction of seconds. What causes the perception of snake is nothing but agyan, ignorance about the rope. Is it not? The moment, because of your ignorance about the rope, what is happening? In a fraction of a second, you begin to perceive it as snake. Now, even when you are perceiving the snake, are there two entities existing there? Similarly, tadvat chiti sakshat vishwakarena kevala. In the same way, it is chiti, it is one consciousness, it is Brahman, one Ishvara. Because we are not understanding that point, we are perceiving it as vishwakarena, prapanchakarena. Because we are not seeing Ishvara here, that Ishvara, owing to the Ishvara, our ignorance about Ishvara, that very thing is appearing in the form of world and jiva. This is what is happening here. Upadanam prapanchasya brahmanonyatra vidyate tasmat sarva prapanchoyam brahmaivasti na chetarat. So beautiful. He is saying upadanam. Upadanam means what? Material. Prapanchasya upadanam. What is the material out of which this prapancha has been made? Brahmano anyan na vidyate. There is no other material apart from Brahman out of which this world has been created. Brahman is the material, and Brahman is that thing which is appearing as the world. There is no other thing apart from Brahman. That means it is Brahman. Ishvara, you take the word Ishvara, I know the Brahman word is not much relatable for most of us. Ishvara is appearing in the form of this word. It is Ishvara. This is what Shankaracharya wants to say. Tasmat sarva prapanchoyam. Therefore, this entire Vishwa prapancha is what? Brahmaivasti na chetarat. This entire Vishwa prapancha, this is nothing but Ishvara and Ishvara alone. It is Brahman and Brahman alone. It is made out of Brahman. It is made out of Brahman means it is Brahman, is it not? The pot which is made out of clay, what is it? Clay. Where is the pot? It is clay. Brahman is the material out of which this entity called world that is made, Jivas. It is all. That is why Jiva Brahmaiva, Shankaracharya says, is immortal utterance. Everything is one reality. It is Ishvara. Tasmat sarva prapanchoyam brahmaivasti nat chetarat. That's why this entire prapancha is nothing but Ishvara. It is one single reality. And if that is the case, then what happens? Vyapya vyapakata mithya sarvatma iti shasanat iti gyate pare tattve vedasya vasara kutah. Gyate pare tattve. When you realize the supreme reality, what happens? Vyapya vyapakata mithya. The idea that one thing is pervading the other, this is another big illusion. Is it not? We always talk about God is pervading everything as if God is one thing and the second thing is being pervaded by God. Even this idea is illusory, see. For one thing to pervade the another thing, there has to be two things. But here there are no two things. One is Vyapya, other is Vyapaka, is it not? Vyapya is that thing which is being pervaded, and Vyapaka is that which is pervading, as if there are two entities. But in our bhasha, in our vocabulary, in our talks, we always say that God is all pervading. We often say, is it not? As if God is one thing and this thing is something else and God is pervading everything. This is by the way of statement, it is okay. But actually it is not true. For one thing to pervade a second thing, there has to be two things. But here, the supreme reality is that, where are the two things? Tell me, is the pot pervaded by clay? Actually, can we say like this? Can we say that the pot is pervaded by the clay? It is clay. Where is the question of one pervading the other? If a second entity separated from clay called pot had existed, we could have talked about clay pervading the pot. But does the pot even exist? The question is, does the pot even exist? What is existing? Tell me. No, we have to be very sure about it. Does the pot exist? Clay is existing. Does the Jiva exist? It is Ishvara who is existing. This is what Krishna is telling from the top of his voice in every chapter. Where is the Jiva? It is Ishvara who is existing. That's why surrender, 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 surrender. Krishna keeps on telling, surrender your mithya abhimana. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Give up your false sense of separateness from Ishvara. Surrender your this false ego. Let this ego be dissolved in the reality, because this ego doesn't have a separate, distinct existence apart from Ishvara. You understand this point? Now come back to Gita. Why Gita keeps on telling us, Krishna keeps on telling us, surrender, surrender, surrender. Give up your arrogance and mithya abhimana. Where do we stand? We don't even have any existence apart from Ishvara. Can we even breathe a single breath? Tell me, do you think? All this activity which is going on, somebody is talking, somebody is listening, we are all breathing. Nothing is possible. It's all Ishvara. This is what the great Upanishad is telling. Sahasra Shirasham Devam, Vishwaksham, Vishwashambhuvam, Vishwam Narayanam Devam, Aksharam Paramam Padam. Yachakincha Jagat Sarvam, Drishyate Shruyate Piva, Antar Bahischa Tat Sarvam, Vyapya Narayana Sthitaha. Antar Bahishcha and everything, it is one Narayana with so many heads, so many eyes, so many hands, so many feet. It is Narayana which is moving on. It is one reality. This is the ultimate declaration of the rishis of the Vedas. There is only one entity which is existing. Where are we? We don't even exist. Now, whose death and whose birth? I am telling you. This is what Krishna was reminding Arjuna. You are weeping for this and that. My uncle, my cousin brother, my this, my that. How will I fight them? How can I kill them? This is all owing to delusion and infatuation, moha. And the great teacher, the greatest teacher, Sri Krishna, absolutely the greatest teacher ever, the most practical teacher in history of humanity, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. How to apply this great teaching in your everyday life, in your Kurukshetra of your family, in your office place, in your market. How are you going to apply this great vision of reality? That is Bhagavad Gita. Absolutely matchless. Krishna says, know that everything is one reality, and with this vision, wage the war. So beautiful. Yudhyasva Vigata Jvara. The roaring lion roar of Sri Krishna. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya dhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigata jvara. What a statement. No teacher anywhere can come close to this great master. The practicality of it. Spirituality not in some forest or cave here and there. Spirituality on the battleground. Highest reality on the Kurukshetra. Can you imagine this? But all depends upon the vision. Do we have the right vision? We are living in all kinds of imaginary ideas about God, Jiva and Jagat. When the right vision comes, everything becomes clear. Then we will be able to handle things intelligently and wisely in life. Then alone the real life starts. Before that, we are not even living. What should I say? The real beautiful life starts when our vision becomes clear. When we begin to see things clearly, then you cannot be attached and caught by these superficial, attractive things of senses. Today we are deceived by all this so-called attractive sensory perceptions, is it not? We are driven, we are governed, we are pulled by these things. But when the right vision comes, this is what is mukti. What is mukti? Holy Mother Shri Ma says, moksha, moksha means what? Are you going to grow two horns on your head? Is it not? Ma says, no? Shri Ma says. She was a great Advaitin, remember. I have to tell some story about Advaita Ashrama. They are all great Advaitins. All of them. Their real philosophy is Advaita. There is only one reality, nothing else. Shri Ma says, when you have this pure vision, outwardly you are the same old person, but inwardly your whole vision is changed. So what do you mean by attainment of moksha or attainment of jnana? Are you going to grow two horns on your head? In Bengali, she says like this. It's the clarity of the vision. You begin to see things clearly. This is the Rishi Drishti, Shastra Drishti, which comes from Guru Kripa and Ishvara Anugraha. So here Shankaracharya says, Upadanam prapanchasya brahmano anyatra na vidyate tasmat sarva prapanchoyam brahmaivasti na chaitarat. This entire prapancha is what? It is Brahman. Where is prapancha? This question is, where is the prapancha? It is Brahman. Where is the pot? It is clay. Then vyapya vyapakata mithya sarvatmeti shasanat iti gyate pare tattve bhedasya avasara kutaha. Where is the question of bheda here? There is only one entity. The one which is pervading and that which is being pervaded. Both the things are one entity. So where is the bheda here? Bhedasya avasara kutaha. There is no bheda. It is one reality. There is no distinction between Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. It is Ishvara alone which is appearing in the form of Jiva and Jagat. It is one Parameshvara which is appearing in the form of Jiva and Jagat. Then Shrutya nivaritam nonam nanatvam swamukhena hi katham bhaso bhavedanyah sthite cha advaya karane. Shrutya nivaritam nonam nanatvam swamukhena hi. Shrutya swamukhena nonam nanatvam nivaritam. Shruti, with all certitude, completely rejects the idea of what? Nanatvam. Shruti, Upanishadic rishis, unanimously and with all certitude and conclusion, they totally reject. What is rejected? The idea of manifoldness. Exactly. The idea of, as if many things are existing here. Are there many things? It is only one Ishvara alone is existing. This is the experience of all the rishis. Go to the Sri Ramakrishna's experience. What do you find? Katham bhaso bhavedanyah sthite cha advaya karane. When this Advaita, non-dual Brahman alone is the main karana of everything, how can there be a second entity apart from that? So the Shrutis, unanimously and with all certitude, they have come to this conclusion that manifoldness is only owing to ignorance. It is only ignorance which makes us think that as if there are many things existing here. But when the right vision comes, the person begins to see there is only one reality existing here. Doshopi vihita shrutya mrityor mrityum sagacchati iha pashyati nanatvam mayaya vanchito narah. This is a great statement coming from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So Shankaracharya is saying, Shrutya doshopi vihitaha. The Shruti, the great Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also tells us the defect of our sense of realism about manifoldness. Once again, I am repeating this. Shruti here is talking about the defect of our sense of realism in manifoldness. We all presently have a absolute sense of realism, is it not? We are presently living with the idea, absolutely, this manifold is absolutely real. Is it not? Is this not our present awareness? Presently, our awareness is this, that this manifold is absolutely real. And the great Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Mrityosa mrityum gacchati yah iha naneva pashyati. This is a great utterance. A person who sees, who believes, who really accepts that manifold is absolutely real, he goes from death to death. That means there is no mukti for this person. It's very true. As long as you are living with the idea that many is existing, many means what? I am separate, this is separate, that is separate, this world is separate, God is separate. Everything is separated. As long as we are living in this mess, there is no mukti. We are continuously, we are going to be born and we are going to die. We are going to be born and we are going to die. Mrityosa mrityum gacchati yah iha naneva pashyati. As long as we believe in this manifoldness, we are going to come face to face with the death repeatedly. This is going to happen. So, doshopi vihita shrutya mrityosa mrityum gacchati yah iha. And why this is happening? This is happening owing to Mayaya vanchito naraha. We are being deceived by Maya. Mayaya vanchito. Vanchita means deceived. We are deceived by this mysterious thing called Maya. So your tea has come. Huh?
Yes,
Is it 4 o'clock?
Yes,
Okay. So let's stop here.